Hi there, my name is Jeff Evely. I'm the Ops Sergeant Major with Veterans for Freedom. Back with you now. I have a few of the guys from V4F that are detached to Canada Marches right now. They've been with James Top for quite a while, all told, some longer than others, but I thought we'd have the guys on here to get a little bit of the ground's eye view of what's going on over there in Newfoundland, because all the buzz around social media seems to be swirling around just maybe like a handful of people. I'm talking about, 2 to 4, maybe 5 people on social media, and they just seem to be sucking up all of the energy out of the room. But I was watching the guys as they were coming along and their social media posts, and we seem to be getting a pretty different view of things from their perspective. So anyway, I thought we'd just bring a few of the boys on here, and we have from left to right is Tom and Jamie and Jake back again with us now. So guys, thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I know you're on a down day right now. I thought we'd just start maybe left to right, and you guys give us a little bit of your background, your story, how you started with Canada Marches, and how long you've been going with James Top. So Tom, why don't you start us off there, buddy? How did you get involved?
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Jeff. Basically, I got involved after the Vets for Freedom fundraiser in Rolling Thunder, and this is Rain. Hi, Rain. And my wife and I had a plan after the fundraiser in Rolling Thunder to head out and meet up with James Top. So that was basically at the Ontario border, beginning of May. So we were able to, and fortunate enough, to become part of Canada Marches and continue on into Ottawa for June 30th. And then we weren't sure at honestly June 30th if there was going to be a phase 2 or not. So here we are, and we're excited to be here.
Yeah, I remember when that was all going down. It was very organic, but I think we were all kind of primed for it. Like, depending on how it goes in Ottawa, don't be surprised to see if James decides to keep it going all the way to the East Coast. And I think we were only kind of half expecting that he would, and then he just kind of went right into it, man. It's really been something to watch. And Jamie, you've been around for a while too. I know I was out marching with you a couple of times when I was doing my little march towards the civic boundary for Greater Ottawa there in Arnprior. How long, all told, have you been with the Canada Marches team there?
I joined the team on the 22nd, the evening. My first day marching was the 23rd.
Okay.
And then I've been with Canada Marches ever since, all the way to the tomb and onward.
Yeah, right on. And I remember, we met at the tomb there a couple of times for different events. Were you there for Rolling Thunder as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so. Okay.
He
And
has a photo of the flag behind his Harley ripping down the highway.
oh, nice. And Jake, he's a friend of the podcast. We've had him on here trashing some CBC articles and stuff like that in the past, but he's detached to Canada Marches now, and you know what? I think it suits you, Jakey. It looks pretty good on you. So, how did you end up sliding in there?
Oh, I slid in maybe 3 days, 4 days after Jamie.
Yeah.
I managed to get myself back to the tomb again.
Yeah.
Third time in 6 months with my brothers here, and there's no way I wasn't coming too. And we had to have an East Coaster on the team, keep things straight, and here we are.
Yeah, I can appreciate that for sure. And just so you know, I feel great shame for not marching with James Top while he's here on the East Coast, especially in light of the fact that I'm a Nijmegen alumnus. So good on you for that, Jake, showing us all up over here. But yeah, we already did a little. We did a couple of deep dives already on what's been going on there in Newfoundland. And it really does appear to be the case that the line between CBC and Antifa is completely gone at this point, like I said. And so we talked a lot about the people that are involved and what's been happening and a lot of the negative stuff. But I thought, it'd be good to kind of get what you guys have been seeing. I know I was posted to Gander for quite a while. And people seem really positive there. So, and it's a military town. I was a little disheartened to see that they were going after the Gander town, and they were, the town of Gander was kind of responding in kind of a lukewarm kind of way, I guess. But what did you see on the ground there when you guys got into Gander itself? What was your experience like there?
It was actually incredible. So about 5 to 8 kilometers outside of Gander, Ben was marching behind me, and he noticed the sign on the right-hand side of the road on a post. And he saw James Top, so we crossed the road and went over and checked it out. And it was an inspirational message written by a citizen within the community of Gander. So we got a picture with it, kept walking. Sure enough, 100 meters later, isn't there another post, then another post, then another post. I think there was 8 in total, individual messages. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, they were meant to be inspirational for us. And it certainly was like an incredible sight to see. So you have those signs on the posts mixed with honks and waves and smiles from people driving by you. It was a real sight to see, and an experience I was glad to have.
And here's a good shot of you. And is this one of the locals here? Who's at the Gander sign with you guys here?
So that's James, myself, and Ben. Ben is
okay.
Yeah, so he was actually the one who noticed the first sign, and then from there we started recognizing them. They were actually marked with Canada flags, so it was it was cool.
Oh, isn't that something? And they were about 8K out, you say, something like that?
Yeah, I think they started around 8 kilometers out, or right around the airport anyway. So actually we got into town, and there was a family that had put on a lunch for us, and it was all in all an incredible experience.
Okay, right on. So that was just a few of the locals who came up and kind of assisted with the the break and the lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had never met them before. We just they had reached out the night prior and excuse me, and wanted to treat us to lunch. So we met them the next day, and they fed us well. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I didn't see much. I'm always curious because I did live in Newfoundland, like I say, for 3 years. So I traveled down to Clarenville quite a bit. I have a couple of buddies down there who I used to train martial arts with quite a bit. And I almost wanted to reach out to them and say, what the hell is going on in your town there, boys? From what I saw with the response from the mayor and stuff like that. But what was your experience like that or coming through that area? In terms of just the interactions with the people and people going by and stuff like that.
Oh, we haven't had a single bad interaction with anybody in person.
Yeah.
100, period. What happened in Clarenville was the same thing that happened in St. John. It's a bunch of, people live on the internet, putting pressure on the city council, right? So they're going to do, but as James has said before in videos, he's had absolutely 0 people actually stop and tell him to stop doing what he's doing. On the other hand, what we see on the road is honks, is waves, about maybe 2 of the, 30.
Uh-oh. Think we just lost you guys. Oh, you're back now. Stand by there, guys. It says the mic isn't connected. I just hit unmute for you guys. But I can kind of fill in a little bit there because I know what Jake is talking about. I was out marching with the guys to do a little sign there with me by the Iron Prior sign because my bail conditions prohibit me from entering the greater Ottawa area at the moment, mostly because I breached my initial conditions that I got during the initial trucker protest and then went back for Rolling Thunder. So I can't go back to Ottawa at all. We did a little video there. All told, I think I marched about 60K with James, 40 on one day and 20 on the next. And the reception was overwhelmingly positive. I mean, there might have been one honk or two that were sort of questionable. I think I heard one person shout something negative from a car. But other than that, like the entire time that I was out there for those 2 days, it was all positive. I think we got you guys back now. It looks like it's pretty good.
Yeah, can you,
Um,
Jeff?
yeah, I hear you now. You were just telling us about Clarenville, and you're saying like there was actually a pretty positive reception there. I just want to hit that. One thing I'm always trying to highlight is I don't really think that it's, the rank and file. It's the everyday people and stuff like that. Like maybe just a handful here and they're like super kooky. But everyday people, kind of average people, those are the people that we saw on the overpasses, going to the trucker convoy and stuff like that, showing support for the truckers. And they're still out there, and I think that they're still coming out and supporting. And the only time I ever really have a problem anywhere, I think, is when it comes to like the leadership and the people in charge. It's kind of like the elites, whether we're talking about the small town elites or the big town elites. It's really just with the mayor and not so much with the citizens, I think. Is that pretty much what you guys are seeing there as well?
Yeah. Like one thing we've noticed too, people that don't know anything about Canada Marches, once we actually talk to them and explain what it's about, they really feel they feel sad for James for being kicked out of the military, and they think it's terrible.
I understand, like he hasn't had his courts martial yet, and it's a real something to wrap my head around. I had to go back over the policy and the regs again a little bit, because this has to be the only time I've ever even heard of courts martial for an NDA 129, but apparently it is actually possible. Go ahead.
Just to clarify that, Jeff, James's lawyers that he got through the JCCF advised him to take the court martial himself, so he could that way it's a higher level of officer and chain of command is involved, and you're allowed the expert witnesses, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, his court martial could be next year, could be 2 years from now.
Right.
That was a strategical move by James and his lawyers. Yeah,
and I think it's a good move. The thing that surprised me is that there was any election available to him at all, since it's such a minor charge. And I always want to throw that in there, because the media, they'll start their headlines with "soldier charged" whenever they're talking about James Topp. I guess you guys got off to a disappointing start too, because you just mentioned Signal Hill and I think you said St. John's, but what was that like? Were you guys surprised by that at all, or did you literally get chased off the hill there, or was it just really a last minute change of plans?
Well, none of us were actually there.
Yeah. So
you guys weren't even at the. Okay.
A day behind. Well, my wife and I were a day behind
on
the next. So the issue was getting the RVs over with the size on the ferry, and so I was the next day, and then Jake and Jamie were 2 days later with the RV itself. So we didn't experience that portion, but
if sort of cut in, Tom. But if you watch the video of the day, there was at the actual hill, there was great support.
Yeah,
it was just who, and there were online campaigns and phone campaigns that got the venues for the meet and greets, canceled, shut down, whatever you want to call it. But again, pure video evidence, the on the ground support, the people that are willing to come out and support you face to face, we're there to support.
Yeah. No, that sounds. It sounds very much like it conforms with my own experience too. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with even a police department or the general population. It really seems to be just kind of the people at the top that are pushing all of this stuff, and the rest of us, I think, just kind of want to get back to being Canadian. Okay, so where are you guys headed to now? What's the next big stop?
So we're in Grand Falls, Windsor.
Yeah.
The next big stop, I believe, is Deer Lake.
Yeah.
And then Corner Brook. So, we have a few big towns to get to yet.
Okay, right on. Yeah, and Deer Lake, I think is the one that still has an airport there, or maybe not. And then you'll be heading south from there. And I'll see you guys on the other end of the ferry. I know I made a promise to myself after I moved out of Newfoundland that I would never get back on that ferry. So I'll be picking you guys up on this side when you come into Cape Breton. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I just said beautiful. We can't wait to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you two guys. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to get the update from you guys and show everybody that it's it's not like the whole world is against us out here. Okay, I think there's a lot of support that people are even afraid to express just because of the climate right now. And I really like James' kind of central message. I think it's it's not something that you have to be a special kind of person to do or anything. Just show a little bit of courage. It's really just kind of about doing that. And anyway, I just want to thank you guys for your courage and for coming on to give us the update here. So stay safe out there, guys, and take care.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks for having us,
Thanks, Jeff.
brother.